The 1980s was a golden era for Hollywood, a decade of unforgettable films, larger-than-life personalities, and stars who would leave an indelible mark on global pop culture. From the heartthrobs who made fans swoon, to the comedic geniuses who redefined laughter, the decade produced talent that continues to inspire generations. In this video, we explore the lives of 5 legendary actors of the 1980s: Tom Cruise, Eddie Murphy, Harrison Ford, Michael J. Fox. We dive deep into their rise to fame, their iconic roles, and the personal and professional challenges that shaped them. From Cruise's daring stunts and relentless ambition, to Murphy's revolutionary comedy and cultural impact, Ford's adventurous yet grounded heroes, Fox's boyish charm that won hearts, and Shields' beauty and talent navigating controversy, we reveal both the shining successes and the lesser-known struggles behind their stardom. Join us as we uncover the real stories behind these Hollywood legends, celebrating their achievements while examining the challenges and controversies that made them human, fascinating, and unforgettable. In the heart of the 1980s, Hollywood witnessed a rising star who would soon become synonymous with charisma, intensity, and an almost unparalleled work ethic. His name, Tom Cruise. Born Thomas Cruise Mapother IV in Syracuse, New York, Cruise's journey from a challenging childhood to becoming one of the most iconic figures in cinema is a story filled with triumphs, controversies, and sheer determination. Tom's early life was far from glamorous. Raised in a middle-class family, he faced a turbulent childhood marked by frequent moves and a strict upbringing. Despite these obstacles, Cruise discovered his passion for acting in high school, performing in plays that ignited a fire within him. This early exposure to the world of performance set the stage for a career that would not only define a generation, but also influence the very fabric of Hollywood itself. Cruise's big break came in 1983 with the film Risky Business. The movie, a blend of comedy and drama, showcased his natural charm, athleticism, and an uncanny ability to connect with audiences. The image of Cruise dancing in his socks to Bob Seger's old-time rock and roll became iconic almost instantly, cementing him as a household name. This performance wasn't just entertaining, it was a statement. Cruise had arrived, and he wasn't going anywhere. Following this, the mid-80s saw Cruise starring in a series of films that would define the decade: All the Right Moves, 1983, Legend, 1985, and Top Gun, 1986. It was Top Gun that truly skyrocketed Cruise to superstardom. Playing the daring and charismatic fighter pilot, Pete Maverick Mitchell, he captured the imagination of millions. Audiences weren't just watching a movie, they were witnessing the birth of a cultural phenomenon. The film's success catapulted Cruise into a level of fame few actors have ever experienced, making him the quintessential 80s heartthrob. But Tom Cruise's story isn't just about box office hits. His dedication to his craft set him apart from many of his contemporaries. Known for performing his own stunts, Cruise's commitment to authenticity in action scenes has become legendary. This willingness to push physical boundaries not only enhanced his performances, but also inspired a new era of action filmmaking. Movies like Top Gun Maverick, decades later, would continue to showcase this very dedication, proving that Cruise's work ethic is not just a relic of the 80s, but a lifelong trait. However, Cruise's journey has not been without controversy. His intense devotion to Scientology, highly publicized relationships, and sometimes unpredictable public behavior have sparked debates and media scrutiny for decades. While some admire his unwavering dedication to personal beliefs and self-improvement, others criticize him for being excessively controlling or manipulative in both his personal and professional life. These dualities make Cruise a fascinating study, not merely a celebrity, but a complex individual navigating fame, fortune, and personal conviction under the relentless gaze of the public eye. Yet despite these controversies, Tom Cruise has consistently delivered performances that captivate and inspire. Films like Rain Man, 1988, and A Few Good Men, 1992, demonstrated his range, proving he was more than just an action hero or romantic lead. His ability to transition seamlessly between genres, action, drama, romance, and comedy, illustrates a versatility that few actors achieve, particularly at the heights of stardom. In reflecting on Tom Cruise's impact on 1980s Hollywood, one cannot ignore the duality of his legacy. On one hand, he is the embodiment of the decade's energy, charm, and ambition. a symbol of cinematic glamour and risk-taking. On the other, he is a figure of debate, whose personal choices and unwavering convictions have sparked both admiration and criticism. It is precisely this complexity that makes him worthy of exploration. Cruise isn't just a product of the 80s, he is a reflection of the decade's dreams, excesses, and contradictions. As the narrative of the 1980s unfolds, Tom Cruise stands as a testament to the enduring power of talent, determination, and star power. His journey from a small-town boy to an international icon serves as both an inspiration and a cautionary tale. Through his successes and controversies, Cruise remains a figure whose influence extends far beyond the silver screen. For those looking back on the era, understanding Tom Cruise is essential to understanding Hollywood itself, the triumphs, the trials, and the relentless pursuit of excellence that defined one of its most dynamic decades. Eddie Murphy, the king of comedy and Hollywood maverick. In the vibrant and transformative era of the 1980s, few entertainers captured the imagination of audiences quite like Eddie Murphy. Born Edward Regan Murphy in 1961 in Brooklyn, New York, Murphy emerged from humble beginnings to become a comedic force that would reshape Hollywood. His unique blend of sharp wit, bold humor, and magnetic charm made him one of the defining figures of the decade. Murphy's rise to prominence began on television with Saturday Night Live, SNL, in the late 1970s. His performances on SNL showcased a remarkable range, from the hilarious portrayals of exaggerated characters to incisive social commentary. Murphy quickly became a fan favorite. Sketches like Gumby and Buckwheat highlighted his fearless approach to comedy, blending physical humor with clever satire. Audiences and critics alike recognized that Eddie Murphy was not just another comedian, he was a singular talent, capable of elevating the sketch comedy genre to new heights. By the early 1980s, Murphy transitioned seamlessly to the big screen, delivering performances that would define his legacy. His breakout film 48 Hours, 1982, a gritty action comedy co-starring Nick Nolte, revealed Murphy's uncanny ability to balance humor with dramatic intensity. He played Reggie Hammond, a wisecracking convict with a charisma that lit up the screen. This role demonstrated that Murphy could carry a film on his own, blending comedy with raw emotional depth, and set the stage for his career as a leading man in Hollywood. The mid-1980s saw Murphy solidify his position as a cinematic icon. Trading Places, 1983, alongside Jamie Lee Curtis and Dan Aykroyd, became a massive hit, blending social satire, romantic comedy, and clever storytelling. Murphy's portrayal of Billy Ray Valentine, a street-smart con artist thrust into high society, showcased his comedic timing, improvisational genius, and ability to inhabit a character fully. Audiences loved his energetic performance and critics praised his versatility, noting that Murphy was more than a slapstick comedian. He was a dynamic actor with a gift for blending humor and humanity. Following this success, Murphy delivered one of the defining performances of his career in Beverly Hills Cop, 1984. Playing Axel Foley, a witty Detroit cop navigating the opulent streets of Beverly Hills, Murphy created a character that was instantly iconic. His improvisations, charisma, and on-screen chemistry with co-stars turned the film into a cultural phenomenon. It became one of the highest-grossing films of the decade, cementing Murphy's status as a bankable Hollywood superstar. Sequels would follow, each showcasing his enduring appeal and ability to carry a franchise with both humor and heart. Murphy's impact extended beyond action comedy. Films like The Golden Child, 1986, and Coming to America, 1988, revealed his willingness to experiment with different genres, from fantasy adventure to romantic comedy. In Coming to America, Murphy's multiple roles, from the charming Prince Akeem to the hilariously exaggerated supporting characters, demonstrated his unmatched versatility and commitment to performance. Audiences marveled at his ability to inhabit multiple personas in a single film, a testament to his creativity and boundless energy. However, Murphy's career was not without challenges. While he enjoyed immense popularity, he also faced criticism for relying on stereotypes in some of his comedic roles. Certain jokes and characters, particularly in the context of 1980s sensibilities, have since been viewed as problematic, sparking discussions about race, representation, and comedy. Additionally, the pressures of fame and an intense workload sometimes led to personal struggles, as Murphy navigated relationships, family responsibilities, and the relentless demands of Hollywood stardom. Despite these challenges, Murphy's influence on comedy and film cannot be overstated. He opened doors for other African American performers, proving that actors of color could achieve both critical acclaim and commercial success in mainstream Hollywood. His fearless approach to humor, willingness to push boundaries, and sheer talent inspired a generation of comedians, actors, and audiences alike. By the late 1980s, Eddie Murphy was not only a superstar, he was a trailblazer, reshaping the landscape of American comedy and redefining what it meant to be a leading man in Hollywood. Eddie Murphy's legacy in the 1980s also reflects the broader cultural dynamics of the decade. His films address themes of class, race, and identity, often wrapped in layers of humor that made them accessible and entertaining. He brought laughter to millions while subtly challenging social norms, proving that comedy could be both fun and thought-provoking. His energetic performances, sharp improvisation, and magnetic presence ensured that he remained a cultural touchstone throughout the decade. As the 1980s drew to a close, Murphy's influence was firmly established. He had become a defining figure of the era, beloved for his humor, respected for his talent, and recognized as a symbol of Hollywood's evolving diversity. His journey from SNL sketch performer to blockbuster movie star epitomized the power of talent, determination, and creativity. Eddie Murphy's story is not just one of fame and fortune. It is the story of a man who dared to redefine comedy, challenge expectations, and leave an indelible mark on popular culture. Through successes and controversies, Eddie Murphy remains a towering figure in the annals of 1980s Hollywood. His performances continue to inspire, entertain, and provoke thought, reminding audiences why he earned the title of one of the greatest comedians and actors of his generation. In every laugh, every role, and every memorable scene, Eddie Murphy exemplifies the magic of 1980s cinema, a decade of bold personalities, transformative talent, and unforgettable performances. Harrison Ford, the reluctant star who became a legend. The 1980s in Hollywood were a time of blockbuster films, charismatic leading men, and stories that captivated global audiences. Among these stars, Harrison Ford stood out not merely for his talent, but for his everyman appeal, rugged charm, and ability to inhabit iconic characters that have endured for decades. Born in Chicago in 1942, Ford did not start life with fame or privilege. Before becoming one of the most recognizable actors in the world, he was a carpenter, struggling to make ends meet while pursuing his dream of acting. This humble beginning shaped a grounded and relatable persona, which would become one of his greatest strengths on screen. Ford's rise to stardom was a slow burn. While he appeared in minor roles throughout the 1960s and early 1970s, his true breakthrough came when George Lucas cast him as Han Solo in Star Wars, 1977. Though technically before the 1980s, the character's immense popularity carried into the decade, establishing Ford as a leading man whose charm and wit resonated with audiences. Solo was neither a flawless hero nor a conventional protagonist. He was witty, flawed, and daring, a combination that became Ford's signature style. The 1980s would see him expand on this persona, cementing his status as Hollywood royalty. The decade opened new avenues for Ford, particularly through the Indiana Jones franchise. Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981, introduced audiences to Dr. Indiana Jones, an adventurous archaeologist with a blend of intellect, courage, and a touch of roguish humor. Ford's portrayal was magnetic. He balanced physical prowess with emotional depth, making Indy both heroic and relatable. Sequels like Temple of Doom, 1984, and Last Crusade, 1989, continued to showcase his commitment to performing dangerous stunts and bringing authenticity to his roles. Ford's dedication to realism and his subtle humor turned Indiana Jones into one of cinema's most enduring characters, influencing countless action heroes that followed. Ford's appeal extended beyond adventure films. In Blade Runner 1982, he embraced the role of Rick Deckard, a brooding, morally conflicted detective in a dystopian future. Unlike his other characters, Deckard was introspective, carrying the weight of complex ethical questions and existential dilemmas. Ford's nuanced performance elevated Ridley Scott's vision, blending stoicism with subtle vulnerability. This role demonstrated his versatility, proving he could handle both blockbuster action and cerebral, thought-provoking material with equal skill. Despite his on-screen successes, Ford was never the stereotypical Hollywood star. Known for his humility, professionalism, and sometimes reluctant approach to fame, he often eschewed the celebrity spotlight that consumed his peers. While adored by millions, he maintained a grounded personal life, emphasizing family and his personal interests, including aviation, a passion that often intersected with public fascination and, at times, controversy. Ford's reputation as a private yet approachable star contributed to his enduring popularity, making him someone audiences could admire without feeling alienated by celebrity excess. Yet, Ford's career was not without criticism. Some detractors argued that his rugged persona occasionally led to typecasting, with many action and adventure roles emphasizing physicality over emotional depth. However, his careful selection of roles, combined with a natural charisma, allowed him to navigate these limitations effectively. Even when playing characters that seemed similar on the surface, Ford infused them with distinct personality traits, humor, and relatability, ensuring that each performance felt fresh and engaging. The 1980s also highlighted Ford's ability to collaborate with visionary directors and talented co-stars. From Steven Spielberg to Ridley Scott, he consistently chose projects that challenged him and expanded his repertoire. His on-screen chemistry with actresses like Karen Allen, Sean Young, and others brought authenticity and emotional resonance to blockbuster films, creating memorable cinematic moments that audiences continue to cherish decades later. Harrison Ford's impact on 1980s Hollywood cannot be overstated. He represented a new kind of leading man, charismatic but grounded, adventurous yet human, capable of commanding action sequences and nuanced emotional scenes alike. He was the bridge between the larger-than-life heroes of classic cinema and the more relatable, flawed protagonists of modern storytelling. His films influenced not just audiences, but also generations of actors, directors, and filmmakers who sought to emulate his balance of charm, intensity, and authenticity. Reflecting on Ford's legacy, one sees a career defined by duality, the adventurous Indiana Jones, the cynical yet human Han Solo, the conflicted Deckard, each character highlighting different aspects of Ford's talent and persona. His enduring popularity stems not only from these iconic roles, but from his ability to remain authentic, approachable, and committed to his craft throughout the pressures of Hollywood stardom. By the end of the 1980s, Harrison Ford had solidified his status as a cinematic legend. His influence extended beyond box office numbers. He shaped the cultural imagination of an era, defining what it meant to be an action hero, a complex lead, and a relatable human being on screen. In the pantheon of 1980s Hollywood stars, Ford stands out as a figure of charisma, integrity, and unforgettable performances, a true icon whose legacy continues to inspire and captivate audiences worldwide. Michael J. Fox, the boyish charm that captivated a generation. The 1980s in American cinema were defined by energy, optimism, and the emergence of youthful stars who captured the imagination of millions. Among these, Michael J. Fox stood out as a beacon of charm, wit, and relatability. Born in Edmonton, Canada in 1961, Fox moved to the United States to pursue an acting career and quickly became one of the decade's most beloved figures. His journey from television actor to international movie star is a story of talent, determination, and timeless charisma. Fox first gained attention on television, particularly through his role as Alex P. Keaton in the hit sitcom Family Ties, 1982-1989. Playing the conservative, ambitious, and comically sharp son of liberal parents, Fox displayed a mastery of timing, facial expressions, and comedic delivery that made him a standout on the small screen. Audiences adored his boyish charm, his ability to balance humor with sincerity, and the ease with which he brought Alex to life. The role earned him multiple Emmy Awards and established him as a household name, setting the stage for his transition into film. His breakthrough in cinema came with Back to the Future, 1985, directed by Robert Zemeckis. Fox portrayed Marty McFly, a teenager accidentally sent back to the 1950s in a time-traveling DeLorean invented by the eccentric Doc Brown, played by Christopher Lloyd. The film was a cultural phenomenon, blending science fiction, comedy, and coming-of-age drama in a way that resonated with audiences worldwide. Fox's performance was central to the film's success. He infused Marty with wit, courage, and relatability, making him a hero audiences could root for. The film's sequels, Back to the Future Part 2, 1989, and Part 3, 1990, further solidified Fox's iconic status, showcasing his ability to adapt to different scenarios while maintaining Marty's core charm and energy. The 1980s also highlighted Fox's versatility as an actor. Beyond sci-fi and sitcoms, he starred in films like Teen Wolf, 1985, where his comedic instincts and physicality came to the fore. As Scott Howard, a teenager who discovers he is a werewolf, Fox combined humor with vulnerability, creating a performance that was both entertaining and endearing. This ability to inhabit wildly different characters while maintaining authenticity became a hallmark of his career. Despite his success, Fox's rise was not without challenges. Transitioning from television to film can be difficult, as actors are often typecast or fail to connect with new audiences. Fox navigated this transition with remarkable skill, leveraging his television popularity while demonstrating that his talents extended far beyond the small screen. His dedication to craft, professionalism, and innate comedic timing allowed him to thrive in Hollywood's competitive landscape. Fox's appeal in the 1980s was also deeply tied to his relatability. Unlike many Hollywood stars of the era, he exuded an approachable, everyman quality that made audiences feel connected to him. Whether on television or in film, he conveyed authenticity, vulnerability, and charm, creating characters who were simultaneously aspirational and grounded. This balance contributed to his enduring popularity and the affection audiences continue to hold for him today. However, Fox's career was not free from criticism. Some detractors argued that his roles leaned too heavily on his boyish charm, limiting his range. Others noted that his association with family-friendly films and teen comedies risked typecasting him. Yet Fox's intelligence, timing, and consistent performances ensured that he remained in demand and highly respected within the industry. Over time, he expanded his repertoire, proving that his talent extended beyond his initial persona. In reflecting on Michael J. Fox's impact on 1980s Hollywood, it becomes clear that he was more than just a teen idol or comedy star. He represented a generation's optimism, resilience, and capacity for adventure. Through roles like Marty McFly and Alex P. Keaton, Fox gave audiences characters who were clever, brave, and funny. Heroes who could face extraordinary circumstances with humor and heart. His work helped define the decade's cinematic landscape and influenced countless actors who followed. Off-screen, Fox maintained a grounded, personable image, further endearing him to fans. His dedication to craft, humility, and professionalism contrasted sharply with the excesses of some contemporaries, earning him admiration within Hollywood. He became a role model not just for aspiring actors, but for audiences seeking relatable figures in an era of blockbuster spectacle and celebrity fascination. Ultimately, Michael J. Fox's legacy in the 1980s is defined by versatility, charm, and an enduring ability to captivate audiences. He bridged the worlds of television and cinema, comedy and drama, teen appeal, and timeless relatability. His performances remain iconic, his characters unforgettable, and his influence on Hollywood undeniable. In the tapestry of 1980s American cinema, Michael J. Fox shines as a star whose talent, charisma, and heart left an indelible mark on audiences around the world. The 1980s Hollywood icons we explored, Tom Cruise, Eddie Murphy, Harrison Ford, Michael J. Fox, and Brooke Shields, were larger than life on screen, but their lives were full of both triumphs and challenges. Their talent, ambition, and charisma made them legends, yet their flaws, controversies, and struggles remind us that fame comes with a price. By looking at both the bright and shadowed sides of their lives, we get a fuller picture of what it meant to be a Hollywood star in the 1980s. These stories show us that legends are not perfect. They are complex, fascinating, and deeply human. If you enjoyed this honest look at Hollywood's golden era, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Explore more behind-the-scenes stories and discover the truth about the stars who defined a generation